Hey, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is 6:30. We do have a quorum present and has been duly posted according to the rules and regulations of the state of Texas. And Mr. Hickerson, would you offer the invocation for us, please?
Certainly. If everybody bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day, the sunshine, and allowing us this great opportunity to come together. Continue to guide us as we make decisions in the best interest of our students and staff, and continue to watch over our staff and students as they are under our care. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your grace. Continue to strengthen us and inspire us with your love. Help us to carry these gifts in our own hearts and our lives. In your name we pray. Amen.
Okay, at this time, before we get started, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeff Adams, who's going to be our interim superintendent for a while. And this is his first night. He's been on campus for a few days, and this is his first night as far as the board is concerned. He comes to us from Farmersville, and he's had 23.
Been 23 years as a superintendent, 2 districts, Farmersville and Big Sandy. Before that, I was administrator for 2.5 years, and I was a teacher coach for 10 years down the road. And I appreciate being here. It's kind of like when you go to a new church. If I get in the wrong place, somebody just put me back tonight, so we stay on track. We're going to move through this as quickly as we can. And so I appreciate it. And I'm not crying, at least not yet. I have allergies and teardrops are rolling down my eyes, but it's not tears of sadness yet, so I don't think anything of it.
But he's also works with TEA. In fact, he's working with the school district right now. That I think you got one more meeting with them, and that's it.
Yes, I'm also a conservator with the state. They send me into schools in trouble, so it's nice to go into one that you haven't been sent to, that you get to show up because they ask you to come, instead of be sent. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate you being here. At this time, we have a couple of kiddos that's going to do our pledge, and so Mr. Adams.
Okay, first of all, Brinley Graves, if she'll come on up, and if I say your name anyway wrong, you correct me, because we want you to get all the exposure that we can. She's the daughter of Cliff and Jamie. She has hobbies. She likes to sing gospel, and she likes playing cheering and spending time with her cousin, Marley. All right.
He's supposed to be a special ed teacher.
Yes, wants to be a special ed teacher as well. Big hand.
Okay?
Okay, our next student is Carolyn Garrett, the daughter of Kayla and Brian. And as I look down to her hobbies, she loves her dog, Scout, baking, all kinds of treats for the holidays and Halloween, and planning party events. And as far as what she wants to do, looks like she's been an honor elementary teacher, and I don't see exactly what she wants to do. So do you want to tell me what you want to do? You're undecided? That's okay, honey. I still haven't figured out yet either. So we're going to let you go tonight.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, if everybody stand.
Everybody please
face the
stand.
flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas
Flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Joshua ISD will be a highly acclaimed model of educational excellence.
Very good job, young ladies.
Thank you, girls.
Very good job. Miss you, Ben. Very good job.
Thank you, girls.
Okay, at this time, we're going to have a public hearing, Texas Academic Performance Report, taper, and Mr. Hickerson, you were going to do that, or who's it?
I certainly am, okay.
All right.
So tape report, or Texas Academic Performance Report for school year 21-22. Just want to let you know, most of this information you guys received during our school cards presentation, but obviously this is required. As a district, we're an A-rated district. Our special education determination status, we met all requirements. And then as a district, we had distinctions in post-secondary readiness. So Joshua ISD, our vision statement, Joshua ISD will be a highly claimed model of educational excellence. Our mission statement is Joshua ISD develops productive citizens of exceptional character who are lifelong learners. Our core values is Joshua ISD will provide a safe and orderly environment. Joshua ISD students set goals and achieve high levels of success. And Joshua ISD effectively and efficiently manages resources to promote student success. And last but not least, Joshua ISD is a source of pride and unity for students, staff, parents, and community. Moving on into our enrollment numbers. So last year we saw a big jump, obviously coming off that COVID year. We had a jump about 390 students. So our numbers that are reported as 5,862 students. You can see in the previous year, before that it was 5,472. Here's our ethnic percentage breakdown for the entire district. So you can see this right here, 61.4% white, 32.25% Hispanic, and then 2.3% African American. Economically disadvantaged, you'll see the percentage here by each campus. As a district, economically disadvantaged, we're at 53.2%, and then obviously the state is at 60.7%. Graduation types, minimum high school program, you can see that obviously we have 0 graduates in the minimum high school program. That was obviously from 2015 to 2021. And then the foundation high school program, distinguished level of achievement, you can see that we've drastically increased each year. So you'll see Joshua ISD in 2021 was at 96.4%. And that distinguished level of achievement, remember that's 4 years of math, 4 years of science, and as well as an endorsement for their interest level. And so our students, most of our students are graduating with that foundation district level of achievement. Student to teacher ratio, the state is at 14.6, and Joshua ISD is at 14.3. Student teacher ratio by campus, you can see that here. As discussed, the state is at 14.6, and I guess I missed a piece there on Joshua ISD. I got all the campuses right, but I missed that one, so we're at 14.3 as a district. But you can see the different campuses here and where they are student to teacher ratio. Average years of teacher experience. Joshua has an average years of 12.4, same thing as we had last year in 2020, 2021. So they're at 12.4 average years. The state average actually went down to 11.1. Teacher turnover percentage. Coming off that COVID year, we knew that obviously the state and many districts throughout the Texas had that teacher turnover percentage where teachers decided that it just wasn't this wasn't their calling. And so as a district, we had 20.4. The state was at 17.7 as far as teacher turnover percentage rate. Total adopted tax rate. Our total adopted tax rate, as you can see right here, is 1.396 in 2021, which is lowered from 2020 and all the way across right there. You can see the board does a good job of adopting a lower tax rate each year. Appraisal property value. I think everybody's seen the increase in the appraisal property values all across the board here. The average rate, or average Joshua ISD parent, increased about $30,000 from 2020 to 2021, and it went up to $330,629. And then you can see the state jumped up, roughly almost $70,000 there from the previous year. Instructional expenditures per student. This is based on functions 11, 12, 13, 31, 32, and 33. So how much we're spending per student, you can see right here. We've gone up from 1920 into 2021, we're at we're at $7,134 per student. And then most of this information was discussed, and so I'll kind of go through this pretty quickly. Just this is in regards to how our district fared as far as testing goes and accountability goes. At our scorecards presentation, most of our campus administrators already discussed this information in regards specifically to their campus. So grade 3 reading, as a district, you can see we're at 81. In comparison to the state and the region, we're above that, and you can just see each of these slides will have where their campus fits. Grade 3 mathematics, the district's at 84, state's at 71, and our region is at 72. Grade 4 reading, we're at 80 as a district, state's at 77, and region's at 78. Grade 4 mathematics, as a district, we're at 82, and the state and the region are both at 70. Grade 5 reading, districts at 87, state 81, region 82, and you can see each of those campuses there. Grade 5 mathematics, the state and region are both at 77, Joshua ISD is at 86. Grade 5 science, once again, the district is above the state and the region as far as scoring goes and accountability goes. Same thing for grade 6 reading. We're at 83. State and region are both at 70 and 72 respectively. Grade 6 mathematics, the district's at 87, state is at 73, and then the region's at 75. And you can see our two middle school campuses here. Grade 7 reading, district's at 86 in comparison to our state and region. We're well above there. And then grade 7 mathematics, you state and region are at 61 and the district is at 80. So doing a great job. Grade 8 reading, 89 for the district in comparison to the state and region. Grade 8 mathematics, right at the same level there at the state and the region. Grade 8 science is at 87 for Joshua ISD in comparison to the state and region that are around 74 and 75. Same thing for social studies, well above the state and the region. And then algebra, moving on up into high school, algebra 1 end of course. Obviously you still have Nichols and Laughlin students that will test there as well. As you can see, as a district, we are at 92 in comparison to 76 and 75 from the state and our region. Same thing, biology is above the state and region, so our students and staff are doing a great job on all of our campuses as far as making sure our students are getting the content that they need in order to be successful on these end-of-course tests. English 1, Joshua ISD is at 74, state's at 65, region's at 68. English 2, same thing, Joshua ISD is at 79. Included in this, you'll have New Horizons retesters. As you can see, in comparison to the state and region, region's at 72, or region's at 74, and state is at 72. And then obviously U.S. history, and of course, Joshua ISD is at 91, and then region and state are at 89 and 90. And so one thing in regards to our testing, obviously our students and our teachers did a fantastic job, but another thing that is kudos to them is this right here is the master's grade level. We bumped up on all of our campuses in comparison to the previous year, and so our students were able to master those content tests. And then same thing, if the numbers are higher in masters, it's going to impact those that met or exceeded progress. And so our students and staff are doing a fantastic job at making sure our students are prepared for those exams. Safe and drug-free schools. No findings in the Safe and Drug-Free Schools and Communities Act of 1994. No violent or criminal incidents were reported last year. And as you can see, these are the campus ratings. The Texas Education Agency gives a rating once they use that accountability data, they calculate that rating. And as a district, we're A-rated, but you can see the various campuses right here. New Horizons is the only one that's a little bit different because they do have an alternative standard as far as that rating goes. District distinctions, here's our campuses that all received district distinctions. As you can see, those numbers right here are up in comparison to where we were back in, was it 1819? Or 1920, excuse me. Was it 1819, right? Yeah, 1819, okay. So their distinctions are up, and that's due in part for our, like I said earlier, our teachers and our staff doing a great job of helping our students close those gaps. And then here's the overall score. One thing to point out in regards to progress, academic growth, and progress relative performance as it relates to the overall score, out of those two subsections right there, they're going to take the one that scores the highest. And any questions? Oh, I do want to mention all this. This is already posted under required postings on our district website.
Anybody got any questions? Okay. Thank you very much, Corey. Okay, at this time, we'll move into our superintendent reports.
And we covered the superintendent report in our workshop. Unless you have any question, I don't think there's anything on there.
Anybody got any questions? Okay.
Pretty routine.
At this time, it is for our campus presentation. And Staples is the school that is going to be presenting tonight.
All right, I'm Kate Howell. I'm the principal at Staples Elementary, and Hattie is my clicker tonight. So we are going to just talk a little bit about something that isn't new, but we have really dove into the last several years, PBIS, which is Positive Behavior Intervention Supports. And this all came about because we knew as educators, me being in my 19th year this year, that behavior is different. Things are different, and we needed to do something different. And so we started looking and decided we were going to really kind of hit this PBIS and see what changes could be made on our campus. So at Staples, PBIS is so much. There are so many components to PBIS, and so our thinking was that we were going to start small with what we could handle and then just grow as we became experts. And so right now, what we really focus in on is our school-wide matrix of expectations. We've been doing that for 2 years. Our campus purchased the PBIS Rewards app. It isn't perfect. We're learning. There's some components to it that are awesome, and that others that my teachers are like, no, not next year. The messaging part instead of Dojo is iffy, but there are parts of it that we love and that have brought really great results to our campus. Inside that rewards app, we have our school store, and then there's an SEL check component too. So we'll talk about that. All right, so our behavior matrix, we met as a building leadership team 2 years ago and decided that if we could help kids understand what being respectful, being responsible, and having self-control looked like, and we taught that explicitly, then we knew that we could make a big difference. And so we started by kind of figuring out where are the main places where kids are going to be throughout the day, not inside the classroom. And so that was the hallway, the cafeteria, the restroom, and the playground. And while these aren't like a full list of rules and expectations, it kind of hits on the important stuff. And so each teacher has one of these in their classroom, and teachers have created their own that match this respect, responsibility, and self-control for their classroom as well. But this is posted all over our school. So we're using the same language, and anybody is able to say, hey, are you being respectful right now? And they know what that means. We talk about it in our assemblies on Friday. We talk about how, if you leave trash just laying in the bathroom 10 inches next to the trash can, that is not being respectful to our campus. While you're not disrespecting necessarily a person, you're disrespecting our campus, our building. And it is yours. You come here. This is your school, so you should be proud of it, and you should show respect to it. And I think the more we talk about that, kids start to understand, what does that really mean, and how can I show that every single day? So our expectations, we have tweaked it just a little bit, but for 2 years we've used this, and it's great to have that common language throughout. And even not teachers, but even our custodians could say, hey, look at this. This is a problem. We are not respecting our campus. So we will definitely keep that around for sure. And our building leadership team definitely had that input, which really creates buy-in. Okay, so then this year we brought on the PBIS Rewards app, and there is a teacher component, a family component, and then a student component, which is really cool. They have it on their ClassLink page, and they're able to go in every day so that they can see, oh my gosh, I have 56 points from the last 2 weeks. And they can, this is also where they buy stuff from the school store. But then it's neat too because parents can see the points that they're earning. And I've been in meetings where parents have said, this teacher right here does not like my kid. Like she has not, I know. She doesn't even give any PBIS points. And we're able to pull that up and look and say, wow, no, it's not true. She is. Like she sees your student being respectful and responsible and having self-control. That doesn't mean that there may be bad choices along the way, but she is recognizing your student for those positive things as well. So that the app has been helpful for parents as well. So our OWL store, Miss Pate wasn't able to come tonight, but man, she's worked really, really hard on our OWL store, which is really what the students use their points to purchase things. It's cool because she put on, for 4th graders and 5th graders, she put on interest. So if they save their points, they actually earn interest in points. So that's a cool concept. Not many people are earning interest, by the way. But every week, each grade level has a shopping day. And then throughout the week, Mrs. Pate and Mrs. Garrett, whose daughter presented today, she helps gather up those things for the school store. Go ahead and play it. What is cool is they can buy toy type stuff. But what we've noticed is that our kids are picking these privileges that are free for us, and they're actually choosing these recognitions. So to have art on display or to be recognized on Facebook with parent permission. So they're not really, some of them are, but not all of them are gravitating toward those tangible toy junk items. They're wanting to be, celebrated for their good behavior and their positive choices. So that was eye-opening to us. Something else that has been so eye-opening is, like students that make maybe not the best choices in class, a lot of times aren't going to get chosen for things like that are gonna require some lots of self-control and make sure, just because they haven't proven that they can go out and be on their own. We have seen that if they can buy that kind of stuff with points, some of our students that I would have never, ever invited to be a leader to go and help out a pre-K classroom, that's what they're buying. And then, for an example, a student helped out in pre-K as many times as he could use his points. and then started giving up their recess. We've got fifth graders who will give up their recess to go without spending points to work with pre-Kers. That never would I have thought. That kid, you know, you've got your ones that, yeah, they're gonna be the little teachers and that's natural, but ones that you thought, oh my goodness, I would have never known. We had a guy make a whole owl mascot costume, mask and all, to run through the halls and celebrate during homecoming week. And he did that. That was what he wanted to earn, is to be able to, wear his mask. So we're learning things about kids that we would probably not know have they not been able to make these choices. Uh-oh. Try again. All right, so here's one of those recognitions. We definitely call parents. We've had some recognitions where parents are like, I don't want their face on there, but certainly put their name. And other parents are like, heck yeah, put it out there. Yes, that's so cool to me. And then their families can see, but kids are choosing this instead of the little tangible prizes, and we think that's really neat. Here is the SEL check. Not every teacher is using this. We have not made this a requirement, but it is so eye-opening. Kids are able to log into their PBIS app on the class link, and they're able to rate their ready to learn state. So SEL is social, emotional, and learning. And it's crazy how I'll talk to a student in the morning and they'll say, I had the best weekend, Miss Hal. Hey, bye, have a good day. And then they check in angry. And I think, well, I'm confused. And an email, when they check in angry, any student that checks in angry comes to me, our counselor, and our behavior teacher. And so then our behavior teacher is the first one in line to go and check on that kid. A lot of times it's like, oh, yeah, I couldn't tie my shoe. I was so mad this morning. Like, okay. So it's not that they're angry. It's just like a situation that they need help with, and then they move on. Other students, I notice patterns, like this little girl every day, angry, 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 7 days in a row, and I'm like, this is a big problem. And come to find out, they're having some problems at home with that we would have never known about, because she is not a behavior problem, she doesn't cry at school, she always seems happy, but was able to let us know that she needed some help using the SEL check. So it's been really, really eye-opening for us. And some kids that are like seemingly angry, but every day they check in like, woo woo, I'm doing good. And I'm like, let's talk about this. You know, it's very eye-opening. And I think it's important too for our kids to understand how are they feeling. Like, they need to truly understand how they're feeling and learn about anger and learn about stress and learn about what it feels like to feel good. So this is helping us lead those conversations with kids. So back to our why, we knew that we needed to do something different, and we've known for years. And we want Staples to be a very positive environment, and so that's what we're choosing to focus on. And of course, we do have consequences for behavior that is not positive, but we're giving 3-to-1 positive to negative. That's our goal, if not more, because eventually students that struggle are going to say, man, that was awesome when I was able to bank up enough points to go and do blah, 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 but I'm not getting as many points right now, so maybe I need to kind of like change my behavior. So we are seeing PBIS as a positive thing. We have a lot of growing to do and a lot of learning about what parts of the app we want to use and not, but all in all, we do feel like that it is a positive piece on our campus. And last thing, students need choice. They need to feel like they have a part in their education and their learning, and this is giving them a big choice and a voice. So we think that it's a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Gonna move into recognition, and the first group we have to recognize is the JHS All Region Band. So if they'll come on in.
Mr. Hickerson, I think, Corey,
You
do
read
the recognitions for us.
Yes, I am. Yes, sir. So Spirit of Joshua High School Band, directed by Mr. Stephen Smoot and Mr. Lonnie Foster. The Spirit of Joshua Band has record-breaking results at the Region 30 TMEA All-Region Band auditions held on Saturday, December 10th. In all, the band had 22 students make the All-Region Bands, with another 7 earning alternate spots. Earning seats were Lily Cooey, Addie Argumenez, Riley Hush, Melody Sanchez, Shane Waits, Luke Breedlove, Leighton Hayden, Chance Lightfoot, Jackson Dial, Nick Smith, and Cutter McBride making the symphonic band. Also, Taryn Lane, Esther Aguirre, Isabella Kirchman, Joey Buell, Stetson Turnbow, Aiden Gresham, Noah Johnson, Ashton Wood, Tibor Holman, and Zach Tomlin all made the concert band. We also had Martin Castillo and Nathan Aguirre selected to the freshman band. Selected as alternates were Caden Moran, Sophie Rodriguez, Addison Zalanzi, Julian Bustamante, Kellen Flanagan, and Allison Boyanton. In addition, Aggie Argumenez, Shane Waits, Luke Breedlove, Leighton Hayden, Chance Lightfoot, Ashton Wood, and Jackson Dial all advanced to the area edition to compete for a seat in the TEMEA All-State Band. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good job.
Hey, good job.
Corey, we don't have anybody take a picture.
Hey, I guess we don't know. Come back in here. Let's get your picture. I'm sorry.
I think they're doing it out there. They said they were doing it outside.
Who's doing it? Go right over there, Miss Owen, get your picture.
I'm gonna get y'all's picture. Can y'all make 2 lines? In front of the board?
Tough.
It was a good try. Good try.
Make sure you smile.
Good job, y'all. Okay, next up we have Nichols Middle School Band, who's directed by Terry Smoot. In November, band students at Nichols Middle School participated in the Region 30 Region Band audition process. Nichols had a record number of students participate in this audition, which indicates incredible growth for this program. Students compete against 35 other middle schools from here all the way to Keller. This year, there were nearly 1,200 students in attendance at these auditions. It is truly an honor to earn a seat in the All-Region Band, especially in Region 30. Nichols Middle School had 11 students earn a seat in this year's All-Region Band, which is a school record. These students earning a spot were as follows: Amaya Washington on flute, Mariana Dominguez and Charleston Loack on clarinet, Lucas Hutto on bassoon, Zoe Smith and Connor Haight on saxophone, Austin Edge and Brody Dunson on trumpet, Jackson Fuchs on horn, Demetrius Folsom and Matthew Carter on tuba. Let's give them a round of applause. Good job. Okay, next up, we have our Laughlin Middle School Band, directed by Mr. Judson Berry. Laughlin Middle School band members competed for the Region 30 Middle School All-Region Band. Students competed with 33 middle schools and over 1,200 students. Laughlin had 3 students qualify for the region band. In 7th grade, Aryan Hassan. In 8th grade, Jordan Bustamante and Tobias Holman. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good job, Dan.
Next up, we have our Joshua ISD Board of Trustees. Each January, we take the opportunity to recognize and honor the 7 community volunteers who serve on our Joshua ISD School Board. This year's school board recognition theme is Forward Together. The love and dedication these individuals have for the Joshua community does not go unnoticed. These board members sincerely care for every student, parent, and staff member who enters our school district buildings. They continue to help us move forward. The volunteers who sit on our Joshua School Board truly bleed blue. Many times, the hard work and dedication of our school board goes unnoticed. There are also times when it seems that our school board is bombarded with the trials and challenges of leading this exemplary district. Regardless of the amount of time each board member sacrifices or the huge responsibility that each of them carry, they all gladly give of themselves and their time to see that Joshua remains a highly acclaimed model of educational excellence. We thank you, Joshua ISD School Board, for leading us with integrity and character. Ronnie Galbraith, Board President. Myra Pruitt, Board Vice President. Jean Laughlin, Board Secretary. Hunter Bird, Board Member. Cody Lee, Board Member. Kevin Lee, Board Member. And Nene Wilson, Board Member. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to say that I appreciate the school board, although I've barely met you. Anybody that's willing to sign up, and when you take that oath, you take it for all kids and all things in the district and all things that you do, and about all the pay you get for it's a district pass occasionally. So we appreciate the time and effort that you put in. Thanks, and with that, we'll move on with the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, it's the public forum session of the meeting. The board encourages comments from citizens of the district or employees. Anyone wishing to speak either as an individual or as a representative of a group may do so at this time. The board asks that comments pertaining to school or public education issues and be no longer than 3 minutes. And the first one we have signed up is Mark Shumtall.
All right, good evening. I'm going to read a statement written by my 13-year-old son. It's his account of what his time has been like in JISD. When we moved to Joshua, I was excited to start Laughlin. I was ready for a new start, and my parents told me this was a good district. Within the first few weeks, I started getting messed with by some 7th graders. For the first time in my life, I was targeted for being Asian. The 7th graders told me, "You're nothing but a stupid little Asian," all the time. Before this, I was always happy with being me. After this, I wasn't. I wished I wasn't Korean anymore, and I wished I looked like everybody else. I even told my mom that I wished I didn't look like her, and why I couldn't just look like my dad, which I'm sorry that I said that because it did hurt my mom. During the 6th grade year, the only person who helped me was Miss Roberson. I could tell she cared about me. She never made it seem like I was annoying her by going to her. No other principals have ever made me feel like that they actually cared. The rest were worried about other stuff and not about me. Most of the time, they tried to turn it around on me. I think they just wanted me to stop telling them stuff so their job would be easier. I couldn't trust any of the principals and didn't feel comfortable going to them anymore. I saw constant fights, kids constantly picking on other kids. The same kids messing with me would mess with other kids, and nothing was ever done. For some reason, some of these kids got away with everything, and they still do. They need to stop just giving kids a day in ISS because the kids like going there. All the troublemakers are in there, and they think it's fun. It's not normal for kids to be hitting whoever they want, and nothing happens. I don't think I was treated as badly as John Carmichael was, but it was still bad. I wish that people who saw what happened to him would have seen it as serious as it was. I wish I could have told John he wasn't alone and he didn't have to do what he did. I hope that any principal and administration and any board members who don't care are replaced. I hope they start taking this more seriously. I hope other kids who have been bullied can find someone they can talk to and find someone who really cares. I don't get why Miss Merrick wouldn't let my mom watch the videos of the school bus driver messing with me. She didn't do anything to help me with all the stuff that happened to me. I hope the new superintendent actually cares about bullying. When my parents decided to pull me out, I felt so relieved because it was finally over. I feel so happy now, and I don't have to go back. Signed, Noah. Now, all I have to add is shame on you all for not giving my son and all these other students a safe learning environment. Shame on you all for victim blaming these children. Shame on you all for turning a blind eye. Shame on you all for being so unprofessional and making fun of parents whose children are literally suffering every day without any apology from any of you. And shame on you for failing this community. And shame on you for letting Fran and her lawyers run all over you. Shame on you all.
Thank you very much. And next up is Ms. Hayes, Georgia Head.
Hey, good evening, y'all. It's remarkable how the district is allowed to publish online in the rebuttals to public comments that citizens and parents are making untruthful statements, yet when called out, it's a misunderstanding by the district. How about you not accuse parents and community members of being untruthful in the first place? Your attorneys are crafting word games, and it's actually disgusting. In the last rebuttals, you also, as a district, stand by your statement that, and this is quote, no district board members or employees mocked any members of the public. Now, what exactly do you consider the phrase, "I'll tell her where to put it," mean? Is this just considered pleasant conversation? No, it's mockery. It's making fun of a parent. The district also mentions all statements written regarding the November 28th school board meeting are factual, and that's in quotes. We have cell phone video that proves otherwise. How can a principal witness an event that happened on one side of the room when she's on video looking the opposite direction? Then she wrote a statement saying that she saw it all. It's impossible. Switching gears, several parents have reached out to ask, where is the community and parent survey that was promised early last year about hiring a new superintendent? Why haven't parents and community members been involved in this process? I look forward to reading the responses online. Thank you.
Very much. Moving into subject A, consider consent agenda items.
Mr. Board President, we've got several items there. I think all of them are pretty easily explained, and we went through them earlier. I don't think there's anything to pull or any questions, so motion if you're ready.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Motion by Ms. Pruitt, do I hear a second? Second. second by Mr. Cody Lee. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? 6-0. Subject B, consider calling a general election for school trustee on Saturday, May, May 6, 2023, for places 1 and 2.
Another housekeeping item is just calling the election that you do each year, so recommend that we call the election.
Okay?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Kevin Lee. Second by Ms. Meyer Pruitt. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? 6-0. Subject C, consider appointment of election judge and early voting clerk for May 6, 2023, school board trustee election.
Yes, and we have the people listed that will serve in those roles. Robin Wilson will be the election judge, Emily Owens, Amanda Burns, Angela Clayton, Tracy James, Valerie, I told you my eyes are watering, I apologize, Ballard, and Candy Christopher will serve as early voting clerks. So with that, we just need a recommendation following in with the other item.
Okay? Do I hear a motion?
I move we approve agenda item C as presented.
Motion by Mr. Laughlin. Do I hear a second? Second by Mr. Cody Lee. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Subject D, consider joint election agreement with the city of Joshua.
Very self-explanatory. With this, motion and vote's all we need.
Okay?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Pruitt. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Laughlin. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? 6-0. Subject E, consider appointing primary request approval designee for approving submission request to TEA.
Yes, you need to change because the superintendent has been the person that's been signing, needs someone else. And since I'm a short-term solution, I'm gonna recommend that we put Corey Hickerson as the person to do that. So he'll be able to do it until the new person in place, and they can either put it themselves or they can designate somebody at that time.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I move we approve subject item E.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Laughlin, second by Mr. Kevin Lee. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Subject F, consider TASB upgrade 120 affecting local policies. CKC local, safety program risk management, emergency plans, FNG local, student rights and responsibilities, student and parent complaint signatures, grievances for local, and student discipline.
Yes, this is just some verbiage change. We talked about it in the workshop. Any questions? Corey could be happy to go over this item as he did earlier.
I hear a motion.
I'll make a motion.
motion, we approve subject F as presented.
Motion by Ms.
Second.
Deanie Wilson, second by Ms. Meyer Pruitt. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Subject G, consider resolution authorizing and approve signatories for Joshua Independent School District financial accounts.
Yes, we need to change names off bank statements, so basically, we're gonna make sure that we have two names on there that are good to go, and two people will be here. Again, I don't see putting me on here for the short time, so we'll have Ms. Mesker and Corey, I believe, will be the two names, correct? We put with that. Okay,
Okay? I hear a motion.
I move we approve agenda item G as presented.
Okay? Motion by Mr. Laughlin. I hear a second. Second by Mr. Cody Lee. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Subject H, Consider resolution to approve appointment of investment officers.
Again, another housekeeping item, we're removing one from that, and again, since I won't be here, we'll approve the list that Ms. Misquist put together. Now, that doesn't mean I won't be watching and paying attention to what goes on, I just won't be the final one on the list that you signed, so.
Okay. Your recommendation?
Move to approve, Subject F.
Motion by Mr.
H.
Cody Lee,
Second.
second by Ms. Myra Pruitt. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? 6 up, is that it?
That's it, that takes us to
All right.
closed
Board
session.
at this time will convene in closed session to discuss items authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Sections 551001 through 551084. And that time is 7:20.